The best part of being human, Dami decides, is feeling alive. Dami feels alive every time they eat a delicious meal, like a plateful of freshly fried maduros, their first meal as a human. They feel alive every time they kiss someone attractive, like when they kissed a boy and a girl in the same night, their first night as a human. And right now, a little over 4 months later, sitting in the Green Dragon Tavern with a bad poker hand, losing a rich white boy's money, Dami feels well and truly alive. Life, Dami thinks with a smile, is dangerous. The rich boy's name is Charles Edward Talbot III. He's 17, so the same age Dami has estimated for themselves. Charles Edward Talbot III sounds like an ass. Not that Dami would know, as they've never met him. They just observed him from afar for a day so they could copy his face, walk, mannerisms, and speech well enough to pretend to be him. It's easy, pretending to be someone else, especially when that someone has access to a lot of money. The real Charles Edward Talbot III is now at boarding school, rubbing elbows with other white boys who were fortunate enough to be born rich. The Charles, who Dami is pretending to be, returned home early due to illness, and will take a few weeks to recover. No one questions this because, of course, Charles is moneyed, and you can do whatever you want when you're rich enough. Even Charles's father, who lives somewhere in the massive estate the Talbots call home, barely looked up from his newspaper when Charles announced their return. It's a bit rude, actually, that man's complete and utter disregard for his son, but it serves Dami well. The Green Dragon Tavern is full of people, as it always is. The endless music of conversation, of tinkling glasses and pouring ale, of uproarious laughter and shouts like cymbals and the Guido-like scrape of wooden chairs on squeaky floorboards. It's a symphony to Dami's ears. Even the nearby fireplace crackles in a percussive undertone. Being a part of the clamor of reality is all Dami ever wanted. And now they have it. And they're losing this poker game. Badly. Dami's already burned through Charles's weekly allowance, so they'll probably have to sell more of his stuff soon. Or... "What if I throw in my waistcoat?" they ask the table. It's a nice waistcoat. Powder blue with silver threaded flowers and opalescent buttons. It brings out Charles's pale eyes. One of the Talbot's staff members must know it, because Dami took it from the very front of his closet. "You really want to walk out of here naked?" asks Saul, a bearded older man seated across from Dami. Dami has played poker with Saul nearly every night this week. Dami hasn't won once, but they think they're starting to get the hang of the game. They haven't gotten the hang of winning, mind you, but that hardly matters when you're losing other people's money. "I could think of worse things," Dami says. "It's snowing," Saul reminds them with a laugh. He has a point there. "I do like that waistcoat," says a greasy blonde boy not much older than Dami, or Charles for that matter. The boy has mentioned his name at least 6 times tonight, but Dami is determined not to know it.